Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Los Angeles Raiders versus the Denver Broncos.
Mile High Stadium sold out. Weather clear and cool. Looks like a good day for football. And as the standings show, it's a game the Raiders need very badly. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Crickey with Bob Trumpy. There's always a special emotion here at Mile High Stadium when the LA Raiders come to town. Denver is the comeback team in the NFL this season with a 7-2 record. This is a comeback game for the LA Raiders after they gave one away, Trump, at Kansas City.
That is the proper word. They gave it away, and the worst thing about it is for 2 weeks now they've had to sit with that bad taste in their mouth about giving it away at Kansas City. I'm not sure the Raiders or anybody in their organization know how they're going to play today.
Well, the Denver Broncos in September went to Los Angeles, were beaten by the Raiders by a field goal, and Denver couldn't run at all in that game, and Dan Reeves says the key today is our ability to run the ball on the Raider defense, something they could not do.
Yeah, and of course the running game for Denver does one thing. It keeps the defense honest, which lets John Elway be John Elway, and if the Broncos are going to win, they got to run and keep that defense honest, and then John Elway win it on his arm. That's the way Denver likes to win football games, and that's why it's essential they run well today.
We look at the Denver offense. A season ago at this point they were 2-7. Jeff Davidson, Crawford Kerr, Keith Carson, Doug Waddell across the front with the veteran Ken Lanier at right tackle. Away the quarterback Gaston Green. He's been out a couple of weeks with a thigh muscle pull. He's back. Robert Perriman's his blocker. Michael Young and Mark Jackson the starting receivers. Clarence Kay is the tight end. There was a penalty mark.
Offside. Number 81 on the kickers. 5-yard penalty will re-kick.
Bigard Shell, he's 4-0 against the Denver Broncos. Told us last night, if we don't turn it over, we'll win. Turnovers have been critical. Jay Schrader last season threw 9 interceptions in 16 games. He's thrown 11 already this year, and there's Dan Reeves saying, I'm still trying to figure out how to beat the big fella, Art Shell.
He made a gutsy decision this week. I think deactivating Bobby Humphrey. Told us last night, look, Humphrey can do one thing, that's run the ball. He doesn't play on special teams. We need other players. He's going to sit today, and there he is.
Good runner, though, from Alabama. Last season, he had an ankle problem for 3 full months and yet ended up 5th in the NFL in rushing with 1,200 yards. 25 yards at the Coliseum in 11 carries. Front 7 for the Raiders. Long, Golick, Davis, and Townsend. Moss, Ellison, and Benson back the line. A strong front 7. McDaniel and Washington both playing very well at the corners for Los Angeles. Loudon leading tackler Eddie the Hitman Anderson in the deep back positions. Bruce Wilkerson and Steve Wright the tackles. Wisniewski a Pro Bowler at left guard. Montoya's back after a 5-game absence. And the center, one of the best in Mosbar. Schrader with Smith and Craig his runners. Galton Fernandez his starting wideouts. Ethan Horton, a rising talent at tight end for Los Angeles Field. Michael Brooks on the tackle. Front 7 for Denver. Not the biggest in the NFL, but perhaps the fastest. Powers, Craig, and Holmes up front. Fletcher, Brooks, Mecklenburg, and the sensational rookie Mike Kroll from Nebraska, who leads the AFC in sacks with 8. An outside backer, Braxton Henderson the corners. Dennis Smith, 4 times a Pro Bowler at strong safety. Atwater, a Pro Bowler at free safety.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering. By Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By Xerox, the document company. And by Miller Lite. It's it, and that's that.
46 degrees and cloudy in the Mile High City. Winds out of the northwest at 10 miles an hour. There was a threat of snow this morning. It never materialized. 3-0 Denver on a 19-yard field goal by David Treadwell after an extended drive. The Broncos' second possession of the first. Roger Craig, the Raiders' leading rusher, with 370 yards coming in. As we look at the Miller Genuine Draft 10-minute ticker, Washington laying waste to Atlanta, worse than Sherman. New Orleans beats San Francisco. And the other finals in the one overtime game today.
All right, Don, down 24-13, 11 points behind in the fourth quarter. Neil O'Donnell rallied the Steelers, and then in overtime, this 26-yarder to the big tight end, Eric Green. They win it 33-27 over the Bengals. O'Donnell threw for 3 touchdowns, 2 at the end of the fourth quarter, and that one in OT. And the Steelers end their 4-game losing streak.
We'll see all the principles on the replay. Watch 87 go to the ground. The pitch back to Allen. Sets, pats the ball. Looks like your normal quarterback. And actually, Glover makes an excellent catch on a reception, just as you said, similar to the one that Sharp missed. His 4th touchdown pass.
All right, Don, signed this week after the Oilers cut Ian Howfield. Al Del Greco kicks 4 field goals today for Houston, including this one in overtime with 29 seconds remaining in the extra session. The 23-yarder wins it 26-23 over the Cowboys. He had missed a 41-yarder with 35 seconds left in regulation when it bounced off the upright. Got a chance to win it again, and did, much to Jimmy Johnson's dismay.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by the new Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Coors Light, the Silver Bullet is a right beer now. By Little Caesars Pizza, where you always get 2 great pizzas for 1 low price. And by Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Standing by New York at NFL Live are Will and Bill, Bob and O.J. with the halftime report, the Domino's Pizza halftime report. Right now, the Raiders have the ball with 4:13 to play in the first half.